hello everybody. I hope you are well. Hope you're keeping safe. So, this is the M2 MLP English class, okay? This is my first class. You don't know me, probably, so let me introduce myself. My name is James. I'm from England, in the UK. England, the UK, the United Kingdom, that's where I'm from. And I look forward to getting to know you better in the future once we all get back to school. At the moment, we're going to do some classes online. So this is my first online class with you, M2 students. Okay? So before we start, it's important that you have everything you need to do this class. Okay? So to do this class, you need your notebook and pen, because you need to write down things which are important. Words which you think are important, what they mean, other things which are important. You want to remember them, you have to write them down in your notebook. Okay? So you need your notebook and pen. Also, you need to download and print off the document, the exercise document that goes with this class. Okay? So, if you don't have the exercise document, if you don't have your notebook and pen, pause the video now and go and get those things, okay? If you have them in front of you and ready to go, let's begin. All right? So, today's class is about synonyms and antonyms. So, what do these words mean? They might look a bit strange to you. We've got a lot of Y's in there. It's kind of an unusual spelling. What does it mean? Synonyms and antonyms. I want you to now write in your notebook what you think these words mean. Maybe you know what these words mean. Maybe you just know what one of them means. Maybe you think you know, have a guess. I want you to right now write down what you think these words mean in your notebook, okay? Synonyms and antonyms. They are the subject of this class, okay? So first of all, we'll talk about synonyms. That's what we'll talk about first, okay? Let's see what you thought this word means. Let's see if that is right. I bet it is. All right. So, synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the same or similar meanings as each other. Okay? Synonyms are words that have the same meaning or nearly the same meaning. Okay? Similar means nearly the same. So synonyms are two words or more than two words which have same or similar meanings. Okay? I bet we can all think of some examples. I'm sure you think right now you can think of two words which have a similar meaning. Okay? Well, keep that in your mind. Write some down in your notebook. Words which have similar or same meanings. Okay? Well, let's look at an example. All right? So two nouns, two names of things. Two nouns which have the same meaning are happiness and joy. Happiness and joy have the same meaning. Okay? So, what does that mean? Well, it means that we can interchange them. These words can be swapped. These words can be switched, interchanged, and the sentence will not change in meaning. Okay? An example sentence at the bottom. The world is full of happiness. There's a lot of happiness in the world. The world is full of joy. There's a lot of joy in the world. So those words mean the same thing, and that means when you switch them, that sentence means the same thing. It doesn't change in meaning because they are synonyms. Now, at the moment, it's important maybe to think, why do we need to know synonyms? Why do I need to know more than one word with the same meaning? What's the point in that? Well, if words have similar meanings, it means there's a little difference between the meanings of each of these synonyms. And that means you can use them in different ways, which is maybe more specific, more exact. Well, some of them have the very same meaning, and knowing those means that when you're talking or when you're writing, your talking is more interesting because you're using different words to describe something. It makes it more interesting to read, more interesting to hear. And also, when you are reading a book, obviously, if you know what the synonyms are, then you understand more words, so your vocabulary is bigger. Okay? So these are the reasons why it's useful to have and to know lots of synonyms. Okay? And there's two for you: happiness and joy. They are synonyms. They have the same meaning. Okay? Let's look at some more examples. Okay, so we have 4 simple words here: small, fast, and smart. They are adjectives. Have is a verb. They are kind of everyday words. I think we all know what they mean. Underneath each one, there's a list of words which are synonyms of that word. Okay, let's start on the left-hand side, top left. So you've got small. So all words underneath small are synonyms of small. They all mean small in some way. Okay, but maybe in different ways. Okay, so small and little, they have the same meaning. Yeah, small and little have the same meaning. Other ones: slight, short, mini, petite, narrow, limited, and modest. Okay, let's read them again, and you can read them out loud after I do. Okay, we've got small, little, slight, short, mini, petite, narrow, limited, and modest. So they all mean small, okay, in a certain way, but maybe not in that same way. Okay, so as we said, little and small have the same meaning. Well, let's have a look. Slight means maybe like skinny, somebody who is not fat, the opposite of fat, very, very slim. Okay, slight. You might say, she is a slight girl. Okay, means she's very small in her waist. Okay? Short, talking about small in height. Yeah, no, somebody is not tall, very short. So short is meaning small in height. Mini means very small, small in every way. And petite also can mean skinny, means very small, usually a person. Yeah. He is very petite, meaning very small. They probably would often use it for girls more. You can use it for boys or girls, it doesn't really matter. Narrow. So narrow means small in the way of, again, skinny, slim. We might use it to describe a thing rather than a person. Not a person, a thing. So you might say, this road is very narrow. A narrow road. Okay? So there's one lane, a road, just one lane, very narrow. Hard to get through. Limited means small in number. Limited is small in number. So you might say there were a limited number of these books made. There were a limited number of these books made. Should be was, because it's a singular number. There was a limited number of books made. Okay. Fast. We all know what fast means. Something moving very quickly. And quick and fast are exactly the same meaning. So in quick, it is fast. But what else? All these words have the same meaning as fast. So say these words after me. So fast, rapid, swift, quick, brisk, racing, nimble, dashing, electric. These are all synonyms of fast. Some of them mean very fast. Electric means very fast. Why? Because electric moves so fast. So you might say the bullet moves electric speed. Very fast. Not as fast as electric, but it's very fast. What else have we got there? So we've got smart, very intelligent. All these words mean very smart, intelligent. So read these words after me. Smart, wise, sharp, quick, bright, canny, astute, brainy, and brilliant. All these words mean the same as smart. You might say, that's a brilliant answer. And if it's a brilliant answer, it means you must be smart. That is a brilliant answer. You must be very smart. Okay. How about the verb to have? That's a bit more interesting. So the verb to have, we use it every day in all kinds of ways. It's a very basic verb. But maybe you want to talk about something more specific. A specific use of have, we've got these other synonyms. So read these after me. Say these words after me. To have, own, hold, contain, acquire, possess, to bear, to absorb, and to maintain. So some of these have virtually the same meaning. It depends upon how you're going to use them. To have, to own, to possess, the same meaning. Okay? Whereas to acquire might mean to buy or to get. A slightly different meaning. Let's think about that more. How these words can have similar meaning and slightly different meaning. Okay? So, synonyms of similar meaning. when synonyms have meanings that are not exactly the same, it means they cannot always be interchanged, only in some examples. So this first sentence, I have a car, I possess a car, I own a car. In that sentence, all three synonyms can be interchanged. They mean the same thing. Okay? They are the same meaning, can be interchanged. But let's try and use had in a different way. I had a baby last year. Okay? Now let's try and use possessed and owned instead of had here. You can't. It doesn't have the same meaning. You cannot say, I possessed a baby last year. I owned a baby last year. It doesn't make sense. They don't have the same meaning. So in this example, these synonyms can't be interchanged. Possessed and owned have a more specific meaning than have does. If you want a synonym for to have, to talk about children, one is to bear, or the past of it is to bore. I bore a baby last year. That would actually be the synonym of to have, talking about to have a child, to bear a child. Okay, so synonyms cannot always be interchanged because some of the meanings are slightly different. It's very important to know how to use those synonyms. Okay, right. Now let's move on to antonyms. Okay, we want to antonyms. What are antonyms? Antonyms are words that have the opposite meaning to each other. Okay, antonyms are words that have the opposite meanings. Okay, two words, different meanings, totally the opposite, totally different. Okay, like black and white are the total opposite. Okay, here we've got two adjectives which are antonyms, hot and cold. Hot and cold, totally opposite meanings to each other, completely different. They are the opposite of each other. Example sentence, Thailand is a hot country. We all know that. Thailand is a hot country. Think of a country which is very cold, whereas Iceland is the total opposite. It is a cold country. So very hot and cold. These adjectives are antonyms. They have the opposite meaning. Okay. In this example, in two countries, Thailand and Iceland. One is very cold, and one is very hot. The weather is the opposite. Okay. So let's look at some more antonyms. We can all think of many antonyms. So in mathematics, to add, plus, 2 plus 2, to add 2, to subtract, take away. They are the opposites. Add and subtract, they are the opposite of each other. That means they are antonyms. Hot and cold, we just said. Happy and sad. To sit and to stand. The verbs, to sit down, to stand up. The opposite. Antonyms. Narrow and wide. As we said before, narrow is a synonym of small or skinny, whereas wide, synonym of fat, large. So wide and narrow are synonyms. Pretty and ugly are antonyms. So narrow, wide are antonyms as well. These are all antonyms. Short and tall are antonyms. Big and small are the opposite meaning, antonyms. Okay? So the words on the left side have the opposite meaning the words on the right side, vice versa. So we call these antonyms. So we have synonyms, words with the same meaning, antonyms, words with the opposite meaning. Let's have a look at some more antonyms. Okay, so we can make antonyms. Antonyms are made sometimes by adding a few letters to the front of the word. It changes the meaning. It swaps in meaning to the opposite. Okay, and some of these few words we call these prefixes. A prefix, pre goes before. These are im, un, dis, and di. Let's look at some of these antonyms. So, first one is to be sure. Yeah, sure. You know 100%. You know it. The opposite of sure is unsure. You don't know. And again, sure and certain. Sure and certain are synonyms. Whereas unsure and uncertain are antonyms of certain and sure. So you put the prefix un in front of it to give you the antonym, the opposite meaning. Okay? Number one, possible. Possible. Can it be done? Is it possible? No, this is impossible. It cannot be done. Mature means you behave like an adult. The antonym of mature is immature. You behave like a child. You're not an adult in your behavior yet. And advantage, to have more chance of doing something, more chance of success than somebody else. You have an advantage. If you're smart, you have an advantage. If you have studied before, you have an advantage. The antonym of that is disadvantage. You're not as good as the others. Disadvantage. That's the antonym. Approve means I say it's okay. I think it's a good idea. And then disapprove is the antonym. Okay? Disapprove. I don't agree. It's not okay. So, one more set, value. To value something. Do you think it's worth a lot? To devalue it, to make sure it's worth less. To construct, to build something. And then to deconstruct, to take it apart. Okay? So, all of these are antonyms, except for sure and certain, which are synonyms, and unsure, uncertain are synonyms as well. So we can make a word into an antonym by putting im, un, dis, and de in front of them. And you can think of lots of words throughout the English language that you can do this to change their meaning to the opposite meaning. Turn them into antonyms. Okay, so let's have a look at an exercise. Let's have a look at our exercise. So take out your exercise. You can draw on there, so you can write on there. Okay, so what we have here, we have 19 words. Got 19 words. And we have in the two boxes, a box full of synonyms and a box full of antonyms. You need to match the synonyms and the antonyms to each word. Okay? So that's the exercise. So let's do a couple of these together. Let's do a couple of these together. So first one is ancient. Have you heard ancient before? Have you heard ancient before? What does ancient mean? For example, the pyramids are ancient. The pyramids are ancient. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? The pyramids are ancient. So, have a guess. What do you think it means? The pyramids are ancient. I think you know what it means. It means very old, right? Move this over here. The pyramids means very ancient. Pyramids are very ancient. Let's look at the synonyms. We can find a synonym of ancient. Synonyms meaning old. Where we have it, we've got old here. So you can cross out old. Put that there. Okay. Okay. Now we know what ancient means, the synonym of old. What's the word with an opposite meaning? An opposite meaning. Can you think of some words with an opposite meaning to ancient? Let's have a look at the box of antonyms. See if we can find one. Unnecessary, good, answer, easy, sadness, rude, slavery, uncertain, separate, uninterested, irregular, ugly, humble, modern, unimportant. So how about that? If we're talking about a building, what might you say? You're talking about something which is new? Yeah, you could say it's modern. So an antonym of ancient would be modern. The pyramids are ancient, whereas we say Siam Paragon is very modern. Okay, so ancient and modern are antonyms, I mean the opposite thing, whereas synonym, old, is the same meaning as ancient, maybe a simpler word. Let's look at the next one, beautiful. You want to know what beautiful means? What's a synonym of beautiful? Let's have a look. Have a look. Is there a synonym of beautiful in the list? Synonyms of beautiful. She is beautiful. How about a daytime? Is a day beautiful? What a beautiful day. Needed, eager, terror, sure, courteous, fasten, lovely, freedom, power, steady, inquiry, delight, hard, harm, splendid, protect, give, serious. Have you guessed which one it is? Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely is a synonym of beautiful. We'll take out modern from here as well. Cross them out as you go. Okay. So what a beautiful day it is today, or what a lovely day it is. What a lovely smile you have. What a beautiful smile you have. The opposite of beautiful and lovely. I bet you can guess what that is. So look. Go through. humble, unimportant. There we go, ugly. That's the opposite. That's the antonym. There we go. Ugly. All right. Let's do one more together, okay? All right. So, certain, certain. I know something for certain. 100%. We've already talked about synonym of this in this class today. Let's see if we can find it here. I am certain. Synonyms. Needed, eager, terror. Sure. Of course. Sure is a synonym. Sure is the synonym. And how about an antonym of short and certain? What do we just talk about? What do we talk about? How to change words into their antonyms. We can use prefixes. So look, is there an antonym there using a prefix? Unnecessary. Actually using a prefix but not the same meaning, or different meaning, sorry. Good, answer, easy, sadness, rude, slavery, uncertain. The UN is in front of certain and it has changed its meaning to the opposite. It's an antonym. Okay, so your exercise is to complete the rest of these. Okay, 16 more to go. So there's 19 altogether. Do the other 16 on your own. Okay, write down a synonym and antonym. Okay, now if you don't know what it is or you're unsure, then use the internet or a dictionary to find the words, and then we will go through the antonyms and the synonyms in our next class. We'll go through the answers in the next class. Okay, before we do that, let's just talk about some of these words. Okay, so some of these difficult. You might say, oh, this class is very difficult. Okay, what does that mean? Energy, the noun. You have energy. I have a lot of energy. I slept very well last night. I have a lot of energy. A lot of energy. It's a noun. Fear. You know, another noun. You fear something. Yeah, you're afraid of it. Grand. What a grand house you've got. What a big grand house. What a grand house you have. Impressive. Grand. Happiness. We've already talked about happiness already. Important. Learning English is very important. Something you need to do. The verb to join. To join something. When you're building, to join something. Keen, an adjective. I am very keen to learn English. Means you really want to do it. You're very keen. You really want to. Liberty. Liberty. The Statue of Liberty in America. Liberty. What does that word represent? Liberty. The noun liberty. Mischief. That one's a bit harder. Mischief. Mischief is to do something, to do mischief. You did a lot of mischief. You did a lot of mischief. You did a lot of mischief. What does that mean? You did something naughty. Necessary. Necessary. Something you had to do is necessary. And to offer something, I offered him a drink when he visited. And the last one, to be polite. Very important to be polite. Very important. Okay. So please try to complete this on your own. But if you're unsure of something, use a dictionary or use the internet to help you. And we'll go through the answers at the beginning of the next class. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.